Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Oh no. Welcome to all the regulars. There are so many B'li Ayin Hara guests. All of you get over here. All of you. Where's Nisan Gans? Where is he? He's sitting all in the back. Well, I have to welcome all the guests, but for me today, I have to highlight two very special individuals that we all owe a tremendous hakar satayv to. First of all, my partner, Benzi Friedman, is in the house, in the back right over there. I would not be able to learn Torah the way I do if he wasn't around and he wasn't taking care of the business. So tremendous. We all owe him a tremendous hakar satayv. And secondly, we have Nisan Gans, who is the marketing genius behind MDY. I warned the other shiurim and the other companies, do not touch our guy. He's our man. Yishkoyach from Nisanel. Yishkoyach all. Anybody else? There's a lot of people from London here. No? Manchester, I mean. That's Let me show you some pictures. Rabbi Isai. Here we have the Brooklyn Siyum on Seder Moed and Chagiga. And then we have over 200 people in Toronto. If you look in the right top corner, you'll see an MDY logo there. Unbelievable. Right below that, they gave out stenders with the MDY logo to the kids that were Messiahim. Unbelievable. Talking about stenders, I got a gift here. I'm not far. We got in the house, Shimmy Leafman, not Leifman. Is it really Leafman? We changed it. Shini Hashem. The other side is open. This is beautiful. Look what it says here. Magid Shir. It's geschmack to learn or to do the daf. I'm dafing. Unbelievable.
You'll say thumbnail.
Shimmy. You know what? Let's use this today. We'll use the stender. How about that? Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Let's see how that works. No, it's gonna be like, I don't know. It ruins it. It not ruins the. Okay, fine. Let's try it. Let's keep on going. Rabbi Sai, Montreal Siyum on Chagiga. Check out the screen. Manchester. Gewaldig. They have the sign. Chicago, the 200 people that showed up. This is a Fleischke restaurant, so the item showed up. Over 40 people, Baruch Hashem. London Siyum, 200 people in London. By the way, I just want to go back real quickly to Toronto. Toronto, 5 months ago, there was, I think, 40 or 50 people at the Siyum, and in 5 months, they quadrupled. And here's London. Look at this table in London. Look what they served here, how they served it. Look at the chair on the bottom, under the food. You see all the merch. I don't know if I could zoom in on this. No. And Rabbi Yochanan Itzkowitz and Rafael the barber are on the way. And guess what? They attacked the guy that's sitting between. And he had no choice. He says, Roitzani. He took a Gemara. This is, I guess, from the New York Siyum, the Gemara cake and the cookies. The larger one is actually smaller. It's a blow-up of... Okay. Huh? Oh. Reb Chaim Peretz Levine or Peretz Chaim Levine, whatever it is. He's in the house. Here's the cookie. Unbelievable. Shirayim. Rabbi I do the daf. Gewaldig. I believe we should start. I just want to say that I didn't read any emails today. We received a tremendous amount of emails, and I actually had two people that wrote in, what a chutzpah that I didn't show the woman's face. What kind of generation are we in? But nobody complained that they were not sneers. So Baruch Hashem to that. We had a few complaints about the names. The names were confusing. The people recommended we go back to Reuven, Shimon, Levi. So maybe we'll try that out today. The names didn't stick, so maybe we'll do. It happens to be that Dr. Flachter is a Levi, so we'll call Flachter Levi. Dr. Baldwin Levi Baldwin. And then what? Who's older between the two of you guys? Noam is older. He's Ruvain. And the one that looks like Avi is Shimon. Okay, let's... Today's shir. So I just want to say also, it was very confusing yesterday. We went through a whole lot of new ideas and musagim at a very high rate of speed. People went back and watched the shir again, and they still were confused. Be'ezer Hashem, we're going to go through all the ideas again, much slower, and much. If you think about it, we put in 15 different cases in only 30 minutes. It was hard. So if you didn't get it yesterday, don't feel bad. A lot of people didn't get it 100%. In addition, I was thinking as I was walking here, what better day to recruit your friend than today? They missed that first Mishnah, and you sneak in the Masechta without them even realizing what happened. You start in Daf Gimel. Great. Unbelievable. Such an easy Masechta. So don't be worried about telling them to join today, even though they missed the first Daf. No, just the Shita is you start from Daf Gimel. It's great. Don't tell them about Daf Beis. They'll figure it out in a month from now. The Paras HaChodesh is Mr. Anonymous, Lili Nishmas Chaya Bas Yosef, and Paras HaChodesh is chus for Rafael Shlomo ben Lifsha and Rivka Bas Gila that it should be zoche the Zera Shel Kayama bikarov. By the way, we have with us a birthday boy, Yaakov Kessler from New York, right? Where is he? Mazel Tov, Yaakov. You came in special for the Siyum? Wow, unbelievable. Mazel Tov. It's his bar mitzvah trip, which his bar mitzvah fell out during COVID. So they pushed it off, and now he's zoche the beer for the shir and the whole thing, the whole Shabbos and everything. By Shauly Rosenfeld, the parents of Chodesh, remember my dear friend Yehuda Augenbaum, by the Lock and Lebovic families from Lakewood, as a zechus for our families. By Jonathan Davydov, in memory of Bechor Davydov ben penir, may the Neshama have an aliyah anonymous. The Yarsa of Moshe ben Amra Moshe Rabbeinu. Interesting. Zainadar. Anonymous. What did he say? Moshe ben Amram. Okay, Amram. Okay. Chaim Weingarten, in appreciation of the shir. What? Who? I can't hear you. Who is he saying is in the house? Serge. Okay. I can't see him and I don't hear you. L'chvoid, R Aaron Katz, who started the Daf with the Rebelli, and Ariel Kramer, in honor of such incredible hosts, Jacob and Michal Lebovic, your weekly Oray'ach. Abba Rennert. Who? Oh, Sal Rosenberg. Leading Nishmas, my grandfather, Reb Shimon Bar Reb Yosef, Zechron Levrach. You're paying attention, Givaldi. Josh Berkowitz, success in learning the Daf, success to the Heilige Velvi Engel. I got nervous there for a second. By Mark Brown, so true, the Heilige Velvi Engel. Mark Brown, dedicated to the guys that put together the Chicago Siyum. All right, here we go. We are holding on Daf Beis, Amud Beis, by the Gemara. The Gemara now is going to actually succeed in explaining the wording of the Mishnah and the order of the Mishnah. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll try to stick it in somewhere. So, why is the wording the way it is? Why is it in a certain order? And you know what? Let me just show you this chart that I made here to make this sugya much easier, I believe. So the chart that's on the screen right now, you see, it starts out with Bitoy, Bas Binoy, very similar to all daughters. The red one is also all daughters, Bas Ishtoy, Bas Bino, Bas Bita. And the blue underneath is Chamoise, his mother-in-law, the mother of his mother-in-law, and the mother of his father-in-law. Okay. Now, if you notice, on both sides of it, of those three lines, it says Sreifa. They all have the same punishment. They give the person to drink hot molten, whatever, kill them with fire. If you look at all those 9, you can actually narrow it down to just one. It's very simple. It's a daughter. It's a daughter in different directions. It's the daughter of a daughter. It's the daughter of a son. It's the daughter of your wife. Your daughter of your wife's son. It's your mother-in-law. It's a grandmother and her daughters. It's really just one person. If you think about it, it's not that complicated. It's one. And then we have another category, a sister from a mother, your mother's sister, and your wife's sister. So these are sisters. So it's one category, easy to remember, sisters. Your sister from a mother, your mother's sister, and your wife's sister. And then finally we have the last category in the bottom, Eishes Achiv Mi'imai. These are not really related. And by the way, the purple one, there's no Misa B'dei Adam, only Karas. And so to the final line, there's no real Misa B'dei Adam. Bezdin doesn't kill. Besides the final one, it's really small. Kalasa, your daughter-in-law, that's the only one that has skila, not sreifa. Okay? So those are the 15. Says the Gemara, Michti kulu machois isha yalfina. As we're going to see in the Gemara, we learn the whole idea of this Isser comes from achois isha. What is achois isha? So if you look here, you have two brothers. You have Levi on top, Levi Baldwin and Reuben Baldwin. They're married to two sisters. They're very similar. Burka ladies. One is holding an MDY umbrella, and one is holding Tznius B'chalat Nuas. But they're sisters. Now, if Levi Baldwin, bye-bye. So, Reuben Baldwin, who's already married to the sister, cannot marry Levi's wife because they're sisters. It's gonna turn out that he's married to two women. I wanted to do this, two sisters. I don't think I can move it. Okay, on the other one I was able to. Not in this. Okay. I want to pull the green one down. What happens is the green sister is Kuka. She's ready to go she should be ready to go to Reuben Baldwin. And the problem is that she is going to be a co-wife with her sister. And two sisters cannot be married to the same man, and therefore she's potter. Okay. That's a chaysisha. That's where we learn all 15 from. By the way, very, very interesting. From all the arayos in the Torah, a sister, a mother, they're never mutter. There's never a heter for arayos. But for a chos isha, there is a heter. You're permitted to marry your wife's sister after the wife dies. What's pshat? So the Meshech Chachma says, darshaning time of the Kra, he says, when they're alive, then the tsaras, they're rivals. The Torah doesn't want them to fight over the same husband. But when the woman dies, who does she want to take care of her children? No one more than her own sister. And the Torah said, okay, you can marry your sister. And he says, the Torah, its ways are sweet and perfect. If you think about it, there's good logic to that Isser disappearing. You're allowed to marry because that's what the mace wants. That's what she herself would want. Who could take care of her children better than the aunt? Yeah, we saw. Yeah. At the Levaya, yeah. What daf, Mendy? What daf was in the Chav something? He says at the Levaya. He said you want to be miskadish, yeah. And he goes in to say that all tsaras, by the way, tzara, it's not fair. Let's say the Yavam is a real shlump, and his daughter is the tzara. So two women are married to the Yavam. One of them is a daughter, right? Let's see if we are here. This case. Levi Baldwin dies. He was married to two women, Berka and Yerushalmi. So now they both fall Liibam to Shimon Baldwin. Shimon Baldwin cannot marry either one of them. He can't be miyabim his own daughter, obviously. And because he can't be miyabim his own daughter, he cannot be miyabim the co-wife, the tzara. So he says, what if Shimon Baldwin was a disgusting guy? So the Berka lady is going to be very upset. She's going to be like, now I'm stuck with him. My co-wife gets out of it because she's a daughter. Why do I have to suffer? And on the flip side, what if he's a great guy? He's a very successful lawyer or something. And she wants to be married to him. And she's going to say it's not fair. So Kitzer, the Torah said, Tsaris Apater. He just went in, continued that theme of that there's Chachma to the Torah. Okay. So, if we're learning from Achoisisha, listen to Achoisisha. So if you look at this chart, what's on top of the chart? The first one is Bitoy, Bas Bitoy. Achois Ishtoi is highlighted in light blue all the way at number 12. Why? If we're learning everything from it. But baby, we're starting with Bita because it has the most severe punishment. And it goes according to Reb Shimoni, the Omar Sreifa Chamura. What is the most severe punishment from Bezdin? Sreifa. And look at that whole list. The whole top is all Sreifa. Then if so, why is his own daughter from his Anusa number 1 in the list? It should be his mother-in-law. Why? Because that's where the main parsha of Sreifa comes from. Then let's skip all the way to the last one on the list, which is his daughter-in-law. And the Basa Sreifa, Skila Chamura. Why does it have 2 lines in there of people that don't have any Misa B'dei Adam? The purple line and the black line is just Karas. You have to wait for Hashem to do something, but Bezin doesn't take care of them. And if so, but Kalasa, the last number 15 on the list, is Skila. So put that right after the list of Sreifa. The Basa Sreifa, Skila Chamura. So we have to say another pshat. Elabitoi. Kivin Da'asim Midrasha. Chaviv. As we're going to see, and we learned already, just recently, that a daughter from Anusa, a non-marriage daughter, we're going to see the pasuk, that we wouldn't know. You can't kill somebody from logic, even though it's his own daughter, but it doesn't say Ishus over there. It says it's Arias. So Mela, I wouldn't know that she's Aser. And since he had to come up with the drasha to figure it out, as we're going to see in a second, Heina Zima Zima, Chaviv. When you come up with something, you love it. It's Gishmak, it's yours. Reminds me of the Darshan in the Chabamol Gezogt. You know those Roshivas? I once said in a drasha a while ago, this and this, like the Kavod HaMeduma. You were probably all there. You heard about my Choshev drasha I once gave. Geflekt Zogin. Or this guy, at the end of the day, who likes the drasha the most? The guy that darshans himself. There's a guy once darshaning. And one by one, after 3... No, this is not good. I didn't chap. I'm serious. No, it's not good. I need to see my buddy here. What are you doing here? What's going on? Anyway, one by one they started leaving. One by one. There's one guy left in the speech. So he walks over and he says, "Mash, yishkoyach for sticking around, Mash." He says, "No, I'm next in line. I'm the next speaker." Anyways, Kivin Da'asim Drasha Chaviv Lei. A drasha, he loves the drasha. No, but over here it means drasha, as we're going to see. Kulanami drasha asu. The fact that you're patur you. So we just said the drasha that she's aser. The whole idea that a daughter from rape is aser is a drasha. Kulanami drasha asu. But all the 15 are also drasha. Not that they're aser. That's mefurish in the Torah. Says Rashi that the patur from yibum. Nehi the drasha. Yes, you're right. That is a drasha. But Iker Surayu, the fact that there Arayis and Erva, behediksiv. But Bitai, but your own daughter, not through marriage, Iki Yisur Midrasha. That came from a drasha. Doma Rava, Amali Ravitzchu Bavdimi, Asya, Heina. Asya, Zima. So, here we go. Here's the pasuk. One pasuk in pasuk Yud Ches, Perek Yud Ches, pasuk Yud Zayin, it says, Ervas Isha ubita loy segale, Shara Heina Zima. So it says those 2 words. We're going to use those 2 words, Heina and Zima. But it does say in the pasuk Isha. Isha means Ishus, that there's a marriage. To exclude a daughter out of wedlock. For that you need 7 psukim earlier in pasuk Yud, it says, Ervas bas binchoy bas bitcha loy segale ervason. Over here we're talking about Erva. And we take the word Heina and we match it up to the Heina later on. And just like the pasuk in pasuk Yud Zayin, there's an Isser, So there's an Isser also with the daughter out of marriage. Asi Zima Zima, and that the Zima, the word Zima tells me, as you're going to see here, the next pasuk, you burn them. And it says Zima on that burning. So now I know that there's burning by a daughter out of wedlock, even though it doesn't mention this idea of daughter out of wedlock in the Torah. It mentions a real daughter, a regular daughter, but not out of wedlock. So we learned that from Zera Shava. So since you came up with Zera Shava, when you come up with your own Torah, it doesn't matter if it's Zera Shava, whatever it is, you come up with your own thing. It's givaldik. It feels good. You want to tell everybody about it first. You start off the Mishnah with Bitoy. And the rest are also Manusasa, the first three. Now that you told me, established that anything that comes from a drasha is beloved to you, listening to Achois Isha lebasoif. So then just say Achois Isha, which is the main part of the Mishnah. You should say it all the way at the end. Says Gemara, we're talking about sisters. So we're talking, if you look at the purple, it's a line of sisters. It's a category of sisters. My brother married my sister from my mother. And by the way, if I didn't mention it yesterday, Yibum only applies to brothers from a father. Paternal brothers only, not maternal. That's why, if you have a maternal brother, it's possible that he married your sister and she fell to you liyibum. Now you can't be miyabim her, obviously, because she's your sister from a mother. So since we're in the purple category of sisters, so I'm going to stick in Achois Ishtoi. It's also a sister. Fits right into the category. You're right. Maybe, logically speaking, it should be at the end of the Mishnah because it's the number one. This is the least of the drashas. Everything was fit with the drasha besides that one. No. Zok the Gemara. Go back to the chart, please. So then put the whole purple at the end. Why is purple before black? Why is Eishes Achiv and Kalasai, all that at the end? If where we learn all 15 from is from the highlighted blue, Achois Ishtoi, that should be the last one. You want to put it in the purple category? Take that whole purple category and put it at the bottom. Elo, you're right. Tana kurve nokat. The Tana was talking about how related are you to these people? We start off Tana Bitoy. There's nothing more related than your own daughter. Bas Bitoy, your granddaughter. Ubas Benoy, and your grandson. The Kroive Atzmai. These are my relatives.
Not your grandson.
What?
Not your grandson.
Yeah. Ubas. What is this?
Granddaughter.
Right. Granddaughter from a son. You're right. Thank you. Your granddaughter, Ubas, the daughter of your son. And you spoke about his relatives. Now you go back to the chart and you see that the second category is Bas Ishtoi, Bas Bina, Bas Bita. It's all the same. There was a couple that were fighting in the car. They had a big fight. And they were passing by the zoo. So the wife says, the husband says, maybe you want to go visit your relatives in the zoo. She says, yeah, I want to visit the Shver and the Shviger. But Kroive asked me, you got to hear the Yevamos. It's Yevamos, everybody's side. It's Yevamos jokes. His Kroivim, her Kroivim. My kids got the defect from your parents. No, they got it from yours. But look at what happened over here. My Kroivim, your Kroivim. The bottom line is, first goes my Kroivim, then goes her Kroivim. And we'll go back to the chart, Gershon. You can just leave it there for a while. It's Beseder. Now you're going to Chamoisai, the mother-in-law, and the mother of the mother-in-law. You're taking the grandmother and going down 3 generations. You go up to, but it's the same idea as the daughter and the daughter of the daughter, that kind of thing. And then the fourth category in purple is his sisters, the sister category. Fine. Listen, I'm not really related by blood to my wife's sister, to my sister-in-law. But I'm talking, it's a category of sisters. Listen, it says achoisai, achois. So I'll stick in a third one called achois ishtai. Now, if you go to the final category, Kala, daughter-in-law, should be before Eishes Achiv Shleihoya Ba'olamai. You know what? We could talk about it for a minute because yesterday we went through it. Here we go. Givaldik a picture.
We're out of space. People are watching from their cars and Noam.
We got to expand, Rabbi Isai. Here's somebody watching. What kind? This is an electric. This is a Tesla. So it's a local guy. You don't rent one of these.
No.
Somebody's watching in his Tesla right outside the door because there's no room in the house. Givaldik. Gershon, you can show the room if you want for a second. But did Nissan Gans leave already?
He's
upstairs.
He's the one in the car.
Somebody's watching on YouTube here in the room. Shkoya. Shkoya, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for taking up the bandwidth, because we don't need it. So here, go back. Beautiful picture. Go back to that thing. What happened was, you have Shimon Baldwin married to the Burka lady, and you have Levi. He's the new guy from New York. It's okay, you recruited 50 people. How many people did you recruit? Over 100 people. Get over here. You got to get over here. 100 people. For 100 people, you get over here. I know there's 100 guests here in the house, but here's like 100er. A century. Sarah Mayo. Unbelievable. Wow. What's chosim? Chosim. How do you do it?
One at a time.
One at a time. You got anybody on the plane, like Rafael, the barber?
Everybody spoke Hebrew on the plane.
Unbelievable. Chaim Peretz Levin. Is it Chaim Peretz or Peretz Chaim? Peretz Chaim. It's all the same. Okay, go back please to this. So, as you can see, you have two brothers here. They're Baldwin brothers. The Baldwin brothers. One is Shimon Baldwin, and the other one is Yehuda Baldwin. Yehuda Baldwin was married to Stam lady, they're not sisters at this time, lady, and he died. After he died, he had a brother. A stork came and the brother was dropped off. That little guy in the stork is usher to be miyabem, the Yerushalmi lady with the chicken in her bag. Why? Because he wasn't alive when his brother died. The other brother, Shimon Baldwin, he is miyabem her. But if Shimon Baldwin has another wife, so the stork kid can never marry any of the wives, because now they're a tzara of a tzara. She's a tzara, sorry, the other one is a tzara. This Yerushalmi lady is an erva to the stork kid. He cannot ever marry her, he can't do yibum. And if Shimon Baldwin does yibum over here, so let's do it again. I see the Ilam is like, very, very simple. It's the Baldwin brothers had another brother, but he came into existence after one of the Baldwin brothers died. And what the Baldwin brother that died, Yehuda Baldwin that died, his wife has to do yibum or chalitza to the brother that was alive when his brother, to Shimon Baldwin. So if he does do yibum, not chalitza, and Shimon has another wife, that other wife is also usher to the stork guy, the baby boy. Fine, baby Baldwin. Nachman, you gonna be asking to be one of these characters one day? Absolutely not. No. We're looking for non-Baldwins. All right, we got enough.
Peretz Chaim will be willing to.
Peretz Chaim. Yeah, not a bad idea. We're working on Mirad Nakash. We need a Sephardi. All right, Zok the Gemara. If you look at the list, Kalasi is the last in the list. But no, Kalasi should be first. Why should Kalasi be before Rabbi Isai? Anybody know why should Kalasi be the first? Not that one here. Oh, very good. In this list right over here. Why should Kalasi be before Eish Zachiv? Because Skila and Eish Zachiv doesn't have Skila. Just has what? Kares. Next. We're running out of time here. Don't worry, we have Matzah Shabbos. No, we don't have Matzah Shabbos. We have to do a quick shir on Matzah Shabbos. Oh. The Leimishum Kurva with Asira. Yeah, it's not a good idea to make coffee during share. Sh'taloi Mishum Kurva with Asira, because I'm very sensitive even to the wind. The Loi Mishum Kurva with Asira, Al-Aidi, right? The Loi Mishum Kurva with Asira. El-Aidi, the Iri Be'isr Achva. We're talking about siblings here. Tana Eishes Achash Le'ya B'Ilamoy. V'ada Tana Kalasoi. If you look at the list, I can't see it because Gershon took it away again. I can see it over here. Ejlachav Mi'imai and Shaleya B'Ilamoy are brothers. They go together, and then Kalasai comes last. Says the Gemara. Umayiri the Tana Paitrois. We're just talking about Lashon over here. The wording in the Mishnah, let's understand the wording, what's going on here. It says that these 15 women, pater. So going back, it's a little, for me it's confusing still. Here. Going to this one right over here, you have two Baldwin brothers, and two women were married to Levi Baldwin. But one of the women happens to be Shimon Baldwin's daughter. You see how that red line goes? It's his daughter. So, why is it cut off? I don't know. His head is cut off on the screen. So because Shimon Baldwin cannot be miyabim his own daughter, so you also cannot be miyabim a tzara. So if I ask you, what is a tzara? I asked the kid yesterday what a tzara is. He didn't know. So I was very, very not happy. He went to the shir and he didn't know what a tzara was. That means that we didn't do a good job yesterday. We were flying through stuff. Tzara means a co-wife. Levi Baldwin had two wives, the co-wife. But since one of the wives is usher to the brother, he cannot perform Yibum. Shimon cannot perform Yibum because it's his own daughter. That paters, he cannot do Yibum on the Berka lady who's called a tzara. She's a co-wife. There's no Yibum here. But it doesn't mean that they're not pater from Yibum completely. Doesn't mean they're pater completely. What if there's a third brother? They have to go to the third brother. Because the third brother it's not his daughter. So they are chayvim. For this particular brother, that's yesterday we showed a picture of Kalman. Today we're calling him Reuven. Kalman has to be miyabim. If there's 5 brothers, they all have to be miyabim. The only one that's pater from Yibum. But why is it called pater? Aser. It's aser for Shimon Baldwin to be miyabim. Either one of those. Listen to the Yisraels. It'll give me the wrong idea that the Yibum is aser, but I can perform chalitza. Kamash Malon. Says the Gemara, listen to Asur. So I'll get out of the idea. Just say it's aser to do chalitza. Says the Gemara, my kovid. You're allowed to take off somebody's shoe. She's allowed to spit at him. What is it? There's no to the right to do that. Says the Gemara, says no. Alam it is aser. It's awesome in the Rabbanan to do chalitza when you don't have to. People might get confused and say that if they perform the chalitza here, you could also do yibam. That's why it's aser to do so. Check this out. This is very important. If there are 2 people, they're not brothers. You have Shimon Baldwin, and you have this guy Klein from Echmeisen Shvul. Klein is married to 2 women. One of the women is Shimon's daughter. That remains a constant. But the 2 guys on top are not brothers. What happens when Klein goes bye-bye? Could Shimon Baldwin marry his daughter's co-wife? The answer is yes. Yeah. She's a tzara, but not from Yibum. She didn't fall to Yibum. Their husband died. It's an interesting halacha. Yeah? It's a chiddush to you. The only thing that creates a tzara, halachically, is the eishesach. Is when you cannot perform Yibum because you're an eishesach, then the co-wife becomes aser. But since they're not brothers, those 2 guys, Baldwin and Klein, and it happens to be that Klein was married to Baldwin's daughter, but it's okay. Says the Gemara, it's only when they fall to Yibum that becomes aser, the tzara. That's why it says a lashon of pater, because you should know it doesn't aser another woman. It's not because they're together. It's paters. Why does it say chalitza first? Listen to me. Here's another question. It should say yibum first. Why should it say yibum only? Because the main part of the mitzvah is to do yibum. Right? If you have two things in front of you, Yibum Chalitza, what should you do? Yibum, Lakim Shem Lachiv. If it would say just Yibum Havamina Michlas Cholza, Yibum Ilami Yabma, Kamash Malon, I would think that all you do is Chalitza. No Yibum. Kamash Malon, Yibum Chalitza, Chalshena Yibum Chalitza. They're dependent on each other. If you can do Chalitza, you can do Yibum. If you can do Yibum, you can do Chalitza. If you can't do Yibum, you can't do Chalitza. But listen to me, Yibum Mina Chalitza. Say Yibum first. If it's the Iker, say it first. Inami Mina Chalitza L'chuda, or just Chalitza. Abba Shauly the Amar mitzvahs Chalitza Kodemis L'mitzvahs Yibum. So, if you look at Rashi, if somebody marries, listen to the unbelievable thing that we have to know. If somebody marries his Yevama because of personal reasons, he likes her, says Rashi, Poigeh be'erva, kilu he was boil arayis, v'karv be'einai liois avlad mamzer, says Rashi. I think that the vlad is going to be mamzer because he had the wrong intent. The intent has to be l'shem shomayim, lakim shem lachiv, not for other reasons. And that's why Abishal says it's a dangerous thing. Who's going to say, oh, I had no ulterior motives, and Memela, don't marry her, don't be miyaver, do chalitz instead. Says Gemara, why does it say this 15? Everybody knows how to count. In fact, very interesting. When I got on Zoom yesterday after the shir, I go a few minutes on Zoom, live. One of the guys there says, Rebbe, I counted, it was only 14. No, it's 15. It's 5 categories of 3 and it's 15. I asked him, you have a Gemara in front of you? He said, no. I know the guy. He's in a college campus. He doesn't have a Gemara, whatever. Great guy, but he said he counted and the Geshmak that he counted, but he didn't count. So maybe that's why the Mishnah says 15. But anyway, why? Why does it have to say 15? And why does it say 15? What do I need? Let's say Hare Elu. It repeats itself. Hare Elu is like another time counting. Says the Gemara Lemutei the Rav Ravasi. So we have here, here's the chart. Rav Ravasi. Ravasi says that if a person's wife was a saita, we call her a saita meaning a zaina. Not like we understand the saita that you bring in the Beis Hamikdash and there's edim and a wife that caused him that he can't have relations with her anymore, he has to divorce her. If that saita has a tzara, she has a co-wife, and the husband dies, so the brother, Shimon Baldwin, is not miyabim any of them. The saita creates an isser to the tzara, to the co-wife. That's what he says. And we hold not like that. Our Mishnah says, no, only 15, not 16. You just added another one. With the Ravasi, the Rav, Lemutei the Rav is islandess. That is, if a person knows for a fact that his wife will never have children, she's an islandess, and he marries her anyway, that islandess patters the co-wife. There's no yibum for that couple, for all the brothers. It's not for him, for all the brothers. So when he dies, all the brothers can't touch either one of them. L'Rav l'Ravasi l'Mutei Mai. Why does it say in the Mishnah a number? If they have 16 in fact. And the Gemara is going to ask, if they have 16, why is it not in the Mishnah? There's a great answer for that. But they have 16, not 15. So what are we excluding? It's really that if they hold of each other, they hold that there's actually 17. We'll add one more, that if a father married off his young daughter and she didn't like the yavam that she fell to, and she's mimayin, she didn't mean to the yavam, not to her husband, then you have to do chalitza to the other one, to the tzara. Over here, a person divorced his wife, and his wife married another man, and now la halacha, he's not allowed to remarry her. But he married her anyway. He was over, he married her anyway. And then he dies, and she falls liibum to Shimon Baldwin. Shimon Baldwin can't be miyaver. Why? Because his brother had no right marrying her in the first place. She's a divorcee. His own divorcee that married another man. So that patters the tzara. If Reuben Baldwin was married to 2 women, Shimon Baldwin doesn't marry any one of them. Sponsored by Moshe Honorano, Shmuley Sugar, and the original Sugar Shaker. Sponsored by Moshe Kinsbursky, who was here yesterday in honor of Brian and Talia Edgar. Says the Gemara. I did. Vilay, look when you edit the video, you'll see. Vilay, Lilish Masimi Rossi Rosus Mordechai. Vilay Svirlu Adadi. Maybe I didn't, I have no idea. And if you don't, and this is the simplest thing. If you hold of the other one, you hold together to the 17 arayis in the Mishnah. So one mention of a number is to exclude your friend. Rav will exclude Ravasi. So Ravasi is islandess or Saita, and the vice versa. We have four things here. We have islandess Saita, Max Grushasai, M and Me'enes. So with all four things, we understand why the Mishnah has a number. Well, Ravasi, listeninu. But if they're coming, they're saying there's more arais to the Mishnah. Why doesn't it say in the Mishnah 16 cases, 17 cases? Lefi she'ena betzara sara. None of the brothers can marry an islandess or a saita. If the brother has a saita, so none of them. So it's never possible. Look at this chart right over here. We have we had the case of Tzara Sara, right? Tzara Sara, it's already 8 o'clock. So we're going to get to it again. Tzara Sara means, we described it before. That is, if Shimon Baldman has a daughter who's married to his brother, so Shimon can't be miyavim either one of Levi Baldman's wives. Who comes along? Another brother, a third brother. Reuven Baldman could be miyavim either one of them. He's miyavim the tzara, the co-wife, the burqa lady. But he already has another wife, the 5-town woman. So now, Reuven Baldman is married to 2 women, 5-town and burqa. But because burqa was aser to Shimon, so now 5-town becomes aser to Shimon. So if Reuven Baldman dies, and both of his wives, 5-town and Sarah, fall again to Shimon, this is the second time women are falling to him, he can't marry either one of them, even the 5-towner, because she's related to the tzara, who's related to his own daughter. That's a tzara of a tzara. Zok the Gemara. It's better with names like that? Yeah. Okay, we're changing to Reuven Shimon. Forget about Kalman. Oh, maybe it's and Kiwi. Got your way, Mendy. It's right. Listen, a good R is a good R. Not holding there. But the other cases, this whole thing that we just spoke about happens with the daughter. Happens with this. Does not happen with the Saita. All brothers, even Reuven, even Levi, Yehuda, they're all aser to a Saita. To the brother's wife Zaina. Okay. Minanimili. How do I know this whole idea of tzara and tzara, everything that we just discussed? The Tanur Rabbanon. Isha el achoisa loisikach litzror. You should not take your wife's sister litzror. It's a lashon of tzara, of a rival. Double lashon tzara. Legal servasa aleh b'chaya. To be married aleh b'chaya when she's alive. What's aleh? Aleh matam eloymar. We could do very well without that word l'chayra. Ervasa b'chaya. In another pasuk it also says Aleha, the idea of Yevama. So I see from here that Yibum pushes off. So I would think that Yibum pushes off all our eyes, even your own daughter. I would have him imagine if Shimon's daughter falls into Yibum, Shimon would have to be Miyam's own daughter. Unbelievable. I don't think so. Why? Because something else like that happened. Your wife's sister became your brother's wife. Yeah, your brother's wife. It's talking about in the Yibum, Avkam, B'Mokim Mitzvah. You cannot take, so even by a Chos Isha, the Torah says, Lo Sikach, Veinli Elohi, Tzaros Minayim. So how do I know to go to the next step, to the co-wife? Tamalayim Litzroy. Double lashon. It should have said Latzur, not Litzroy. Veinli Elo Tzarasa. How do you know that the power goes on forever? She goes into the marriage as 100% power, and then to the next one 100%. It keeps on giving off. She keeps contaminating. What's the word? Infecting the other woman 100% forever. $100. Veinli Elo Tzarasa. So I guess Veinli Elo Achois Isha, that her tzara is potter. Shara Reis Minayin. Amris, ma achois isha. Okay, so we're going to do a mematzino. What's special? What's unique about this achois isha? Ma achois isha, like those we mentioned yesterday. Two women, 2 sisters married 2 brothers. What's special about achois isha? Ma achois isha miyuchedes she erva. It's a erva. In all other cases in the world, she's erva. and you're chayav kares. V'asur liyavam, and she's also liyav. Avkol she erva v'chayamas done kares she goes chatos. That means to include all the other rights. Asur liyavam, all 15. We learn from a chaysisha, and that now you can understand why before we said it. So chaysisha, everything we learn from her, she's the most important. She should be first. Whatever. Beinli elahein. So same in 9. How do you know? You go to the next step to the co-wives. Amrs. Ma chaysisha miuchedes she erva v'chayamas done kares she goes chatos. V'asur liyavam. All these things, this is a freebie. Vitzaras asura. Oh, the only thing we added is, and the co-wife is asura. I've called, she erva, chayamas din kars, she goes achat. So anything that's similar to this achayisisha. And tzaras asura, therefore, the co-wife is asura. Mekan amr chachamim. That's why we have our Mishnah. Chamesh esrin lashim, pajur serisayim. 15 women that are arayis, pater the wife, that erva, your daughter, the daughter of a daughter. V'tzaris are same, and the co-wives of your daughter, and the co-wife of your granddaughter. Min hachalitza u'min hayibam atzayf ha'olam, even 100 times over. Yachal. Should we go weiter? Okay, Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day. Welcome to all the wonderful guests. We'll schmooze after Shachris Beis Hashem if you stick around.